Hey there, I'm Becky Watson, and I am coming to you with another quick tip. These tips are often things that I've learned in my yoga practice. And if you've practiced yoga for a while, you know that what happens on your mat um, often has a translation into life as well. And one thing that I've learned both as a teacher and as a student of yoga is that modifications are not always a bad thing. I often work with clients and students who don't want to use a block. They don't want to sit on a blanket. They don't want to use assistance in any way because they feel like they've failed if they do that. What's happening is their ego is getting in the way. And when I can get them to at least try on a modification, maybe to use a block because their hand doesn't quite touch the floor, or maybe to do a slight variation on the pose instead of trying to do it perfectly. Um, things happen. Light bulbs go off. They're like, oh, this is actually doable. And I always think, yes, it is. With a little modification, I can usually get people into most poses. Um, but there has to be a willingness to accept those modifications. And I know this translates over into life because for so many of us, and I'm included, ego gets in the way. I don't want to accept help. I want to do it all by myself. I can do it. I don't need your help. And yeah, ego gets in the way. Modifications are not necessarily something to be avoided. Try it on. Try a modification. See if getting a little help in some form or fashion, how it can make something more doable, easier, more pleasant. It can be something that you can do even longer in a yoga pose. If you are straining too much in it, you're not going to be able to hold it for very long. But if I give you a little bit of assistance in the form of maybe a block or a blanket or a strap, often you can stay with it a lot longer. So the same thing happens in life. If you're trying to do something that is a little bit beyond your abilities, if you just tweak it just a little bit and use a modification, then you can often stay with it a lot longer. So I love these little life lessons that show up on the mat that translate over into life. I always say that what's happening in life is showing up in your body and vice versa. And, on your mat, same thing happens. Whatever you do in life is going to show up on your yoga mat. And the more we can get you to be aware of it on the yoga mat, you can start to be aware of it out in life as well. So just notice those little places, those times in life where a modification, some sort of help, some sort of assistance, just a little tweak might make life even better. And then see if saying yes to it is actually doable. It's worth a shot. If doing it in life is too much, then try it in your next yoga class and see what happens if you use a block and you never do. It can be really helpful. But give it a try. Let me know. Modifications are not always a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that you're not doing enough. It just means that you're accepting a little bit of assistance in some form or fashion. Yeah, not a bad thing. So let me know how it goes. Try to shift or modify something so that it makes life even better, and let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. You can reach me at my website is beckywatsonyoga.com. Love to hear from you, and if you have any comments or anything else that you'd like me to share, just again get in touch with me. Happy to take requests. But remember, it's never too late to live healthier and happier. These little shifts, these little tweaks can make a huge difference in your life. So that's it for now. I will see you again next week.